Hello, so today I will be talking about advertising in IBP and cultural context in situation analysis. So today I'll be discussing what is cultural context as a stage of the situation analysis portion of campaign development and why it is important. So what is cultural context? Cultural context is a early stage process in situation analysis for an ad campaign. So cultural context is just one lens that a situation analysis and ad campaign manager should look through when developing a campaign. So what cultural context is learning from and seeing what the culture of a target demographic and target market is. So this is very important in foreign and international markets. So this is important because everyone has a different culture. Chinese culture, Chinese markets, they have a different culture than American markets. And then even within America, there are different cultural markets within rural versus urban United States. So cultural context is one way that advertisers and ad campaigns are able to better interpret what it is that the target market wants and what messages that they will be receptive to. So challenges to advertisers. Ad agents must overcome two obstacles when creating ad campaigns within the realm of cultural contexts. So those are ethnocentrism and self-reference criterion. So the textbook does a really good job of describing what these are. They're two very similar terms, but basically what they mean is ad agencies, ad managers have a tendency to live within their bubble. Their own cultural bubble of like how they were raised, how they grew up, what their culture is, so what they look for as a consumer. So it's really important for ad managers, ad campaign developers to look outside of their bubble, outside of their ethnocentrism, and put themselves in the place of the target market and the target demographic. You really need to see what messages will reach my target audience, because the same messages may not reach me that will reach them, and vice versa. So understanding the target market, cultural context is extremely important in situation analysis because it allows us to really hone in on what is important culturally to the target market and demographic. Not only is it important in that it allows us to really specify our messaging, you don't want to offend people. Certain phrases, words, there are language barriers, certain gestures and imagery have different meanings within different cultures. So one example that the textbook gives is Toyota was unveiling a new SUV, and they were marketing to Chinese markets. It's a very large, powerful new SUV, very large vehicle. So in the campaign created, the car is shown in a print ad, and there's two stone lions kneeling before this big SUV. The idea behind the campaign was that the car is so powerful, like nothing can stop it, etc. But culturally, that message was not translated well. The name of the car actually directly translated into Chinese as overbearing, aggressive domination type things. So that, coupled with the lions kneeling and bowing down to this car, took a very like brutalist approach and interpretation from the Chinese consumers, because lions have a very symbolic meaning in Chinese culture. So the campaign did not go over well in Chinese markets, and Toyota actually had to issue an apology. Now, some examples of cultural context going well is Kit Kat. So Kit Kat is a candy brand, of course, but they're really good at reading their target market, their target demographics, and seeing what translate well. So with that, they have a lot of very specialized candy bar flavors for select markets. Very big in Asian markets. They have like matcha flavored bars, green tea flavored bars, things like that. They wouldn't necessarily sell as well in American and European markets, but they sell really well in Asian markets. So Kit Kat, they have a very big cultural context and cultural awareness emphasis as part of their product development and advertising campaigns.